to that review and check out my notes. So, like always, if you have any questions or anything, feel free to ask, because when I do the review, I don't have a 5-minute delay, so I can answer them immediately. Yeah, first place was pretty far away. In Oras right there, where was it? So even if I got to like whatever tempi, I would reach literally anything here, because the only way I can drop down a placement is if I get a direct Mahjong hit from FN44 right here. But they already dropped a couple Dora, and so the chances of that happening are pretty unlikely. Plus they dropped like Chun and Haku kind of early, and so it didn't look like Honitsu either. So even if I did get hit by that, unlikely that I drop down. So, first question, 8th turn, Riichi. So on this one I was wondering, what weight should I take here? I can either take the 5-6, drop the 5 and then wait on the 4-7, which there's currently like 1, 2, 6 tiles of, or I could take the 5-8, 2, which there are, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tiles left. So 5 versus 6, but in this case I can take in the Dora in about 3 of the cases. Also, if like someone does like later chase me and I do draw the Dora, I don't have to drop it, which is kind of good, I guess. If I drop the 5 though, the 4 looks pretty decent, considering that I can see this many 5s and 3 of the 6s. 7's not that bad either, I would guess, but it's right next to Dora, so that's kind of hard to come out. I guess just the standard 6 would work. Plus, the 2 is technically pretty good with what I've discarded. And even though there's only 1 left, if it does come out into someone's hand, chances are they might drop it to me if they're trying to push a little. Yeah, plus this one can get Dora. And even though this one can get Ipeiko, it's like 2 for Ipeiko or 3 for the Dora, so I guess I should drop 6 here. Alright. Next question. East 2-0, 9th turn Chi, and then a lot of pushes after that. So this is actually a very interesting reach, because right now I have a few shapes right here that are still uncompleted. The 5-6, the 3-4, and the 6-7. And currently, of all those shapes that I have, the tiles that complete them are all safe for the dealer. So if something does come out right here, I can chi it, throw the Haku, and then potentially get another safe tile and throw this out. Currently, I don't have any safe tiles either against the dealer, except this Haku. And so being able to chi, drop the Haku, and then be able to chi again, drop a semi-safe 2-pin, and be in Tempai might actually be a safer choice than to just abandon everything and, you know, try not to call and hope that some safe tiles come out. So when the 3 came out right here, I can call this, and I'm going to most probably be taking the 2 right here. I guess I should take the 2. The 5 is in Red Dora Mahjong is a little bit more dangerous than the 2, even if both of them are out, mainly because there's a red 5 out there. So people are more likely to wait on it. The 3 wasn't super late, and so it still could technically be a 3-4 Suji. But considering that I don't have any safe tiles right now, I think Ching throwing this out is pretty good. Plus, the 5-8-8 are kind of likely to come out, so we'll see. Now the question I had was, should I take this chi right here and push the 2-pin? So this is a little bit different than the last time I chi'd, because now 2 tiles have come out, which is the 6 and the 4, and they're both safe tiles, which makes it pretty compelling of like, hey look, I can just defend against the dealer reach. And so if I do not take this, I have a couple of safe tiles I can fall back to. If I do take this, I'm instant Tempai, I drop the 2. but is that really that good? It's technically a 1 chance, but that doesn't mean much considering that the dealer dropped the 3, and so naturally it will come out. And if they do happen to be waiting on the 2-5 pin, 1 chance doesn't really mean anything after reach, especially when everyone's defending against that person in reach. So, what do I do here? So I'm going to send this question to one of my friends real quick. Generally, when I'm playing, I'm pretty offensive based. And so a lot of the stuff that he says is pretty defensive compared to mine. Alright, so send that to him. So yeah, if I do call right here, I can drop this, and then I had some other questions on the 14th and 15th turn. This was actually 12th turn 1 so push. So now, actually, yeah, so now it's same thing. Should I push these tiles that I have? This is also different than the turns before, because right here, this push is a little bit dangerous because I can only see like 1 Dora right here, and no red Dora, so it's kind of iffy. But it is technically a 1 chance with the 3 pin, so treat that as you will. But I should probably turn on this as well. Yeah, that makes it seem even more dangerous. I guess the 8 pin came out, so the 4-7 looks a lot more scary than the 2, I guess. But anyway, so early 5 so, potential chance for a, what is that, 1-4 so wait. But 1 so is out right here, but this is before their Ricci. So don't be confused by that, because I called a couple of their tiles. So should I drop this? Earlier maybe not, but right now it doesn't actually seem that bad because of the number of Dora tile we can see. So 9's out right here, here, and here. So I mostly only have 1 of the 9 pins, which drops the estimated value of the hand a little bit. 1 so is still pretty dangerous here. I don't know if I can actually reason to drop it. I want to push everything. So I was considering that, like, even if I don't take it, especially since the 5 and the 8 are safe for the dealer, except now the other 2 people have a lot more other tiles that they can throw with the 6 and the 4 and the 9 out. But, you know, if they do run out of something, they know my hand is pretty cheap, considering, or they might think I have some red Dora in my hand, but the 9 pins are out. I can't use that with Tenhou. Even if I do have one in my hand, if I have like Sanshoku, it's like 2,000 points. So if they do get an 8 or 5, pretty okay chance they'll drop it. Yeah, but the 2s and the 3s out are really bad right now. Like, there's still 3 3s left, 3 2s left, so this one's kind of iffy. Especially since, like, their discards, I guess they don't look that weird. They might actually be a little bit weird. 5, 3, 8. So 5 and the 3 are pretty regular. The 8 is probably explained by something connected to it. So potentially a Dora up there. 9 is also probably explained by something connected to it. But we can see 1, 2, 3 of the 8s up there, and so it could technically also be a safe tile overflow, but that's unlikely because they would have kept the tune over that. So they have something connected to the 9 in their hand, whether that's like a 7, 8, 9, or 7, 8, 9 completed already, or potentially like a pair of the 8s or a pair of the 7s. Yeah. I'm really bad at guessing like the exact worth of like a push like this in this situation. Why would they keep Tune? Oh, so the reason why they would keep Tune is because if they were discarding or if they were discarding and slimming down their hands, then whenever you're slimming down your hand, you need 5 blocks to complete your hand. So you need 4 groups of 3 in a pair. So at the beginning of the game, you usually keep a lot of like strong floating tiles around, like the 5s and the 3s, etc., etc., and then you slowly start to build it up. Then once you have like lots of good shapes around, let's say you got like 4 double side weights in a pair, what do you do with the rest of the tiles that you have? Well, you don't really need them for your hands, so you start discarding them. And the order that you discard those in is from the most dangerous to the least dangerous, because you're not going to need those tiles anyway. So you want to get rid of the more dangerous stuff right now, before the round gets later and things get more dangerous. And so that's why you have what's called like safe tile overflow, which is holding on to like a nice like 2-cut tune, or like a 3-cut like south or something, right before Tempai, so that even if someone like does Reachy, it's okay, because like if you get in Tempai, you can just chase after them and throw a perfectly safe tile for it. But in this case right here, I don't think that's the case, and so because the 9 is less safe than the tune. So why would they keep the 9? And the answer to that is most probably because they have something connected to it in their hand. So yeah, I was talking to my friend. He's like, "Yeah, go for the 2-pin push." And it's like, "Okay, what about this one?" Probably not this one, and I kind of agree. The number of 2s and 3s I can see right now are really, really bad, and so the Musuji, or no, not Suji, Onso is pretty iffy here, I think. So I probably should have folded this. Now, once I got the 3, I'm definitely not pushing this one, so that's why I decided to fold with the 6. 4 came out right there, and I technically got into Tempai again, so, and also there's an early 8, or I'm sorry, an early 5, and a little bit later 8, so pretty good chances that they're not waiting on the 7. Yeah, because the only way you can wait on a 7 is either, well, we can see 1 right here, so they could have like a, or actually we can see 2 right here, so either a Tanki, which is insane, or with like, actually, yeah, that's it. Which probably isn't going to happen, especially considering that they threw the 8s and the 5s. Like, I would throw this like 100 times out of 100 times. And then still maintain a Tempai, especially since we're approaching the end of the round. 1 pin, can I push this? I pushed the 2. But this is still kind of dangerous, because if we count, we can see only 1, 2, 3, 4, I'm sorry, 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3, 2 pins. So the 1, 4 is still pretty dangerous right now. And it's a dealer reach. Like, even if they Reachy Nomi, if they like Reachy Uradora, that's still like 3,900 points, which is more points than Ryukoku ending. So, or even if they just hit me for Reachy Nomi, it's still 2,000 points compared to that. Plus, I can't see any red door right now, so I probably shouldn't have pushed this either. Push! West is okay. 3 is kind of iffy, too. It's a Suji, and it's the 5s right here, but I mean, technically I can see 1 right now, so I guess it's not super bad. I think actually the 1 pin might be a little bit worse than that. And then, of course, at the end, we get Tempai and we can go safe tile anyway, so we just throw the 4 out right here. So for like their hand right here, going back and talking about like the 9 discard. Where was that? So yeah, they kept on to the 9 because they were holding on to something that was connected to it. So in this case, a pair of the 7s. Alright, next up. Dun, 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 dun. East 2-1, last drop. Okay, what do I do here? So yeah, we got a lot of dangerous people. One person's in reach, one person has opponent of the Dora, and the other one conned on like the second turn and is probably in Tenpai. Actually, maybe. Well, yeah, they did push some dangerous tiles. Or did they? Yeah, they pushed some dangerous tiles, so we can probably assume that they're in Tenpai. That being said, what do we drop here? We're technically one Shanten away right now from like a Tenpai as well. And if it keeps going at this rate, probably someone's gonna get to it, or it might go to Ryukoku. But I mean, with 3 people in Tenpai, potentially someone's probably gonna kill someone else. So what should I drop here? I don't want to defend. I don't want to deal into anyone. So what can I throw? So 4 is technically not bad because I can see like 1 drops right here, 1 drops right here, and I can see a wall of the 5s. The problem with the 4 though, actually the 4 isn't really bad at all because there's 1 right here as well. The only way they can wait on this is with a pair or like a shabo of it, so like 2 pairs waiting on the 3rd one. So 4 actually looks really good. What else do I got? 7 is technically not out there anywhere right now. Plus the 6s and the 8s still are alive. Same thing with the 8. The surrounding tiles are still alive. 3 is pretty dangerous. 5 is safe for this person and most probably this person. And actually I think 5 is probably safe for the dealer as well, considering that they didn't call like the 2 and the 5 or anything right here. They could technically have a 3-5 shape and maybe only recently got to Tenpai. So that's one thing to be careful about. 7 is not safe for this person yet. And then the 6 is safe here. I don't know about here. But they actually might have been folding with those, so what do I throw here? I think in the game I threw the 6-0, but considering that this person later changed their hand, I think that's kind of dangerous for them. Especially since I can't see that many like 5s. Well, I can see 2 5s, but let's see, 2 5s, 3 of the 8s. But the red 5 is still out there, so if they have something big, that will hurt. Their hand already has 32 fu right here, and so it's at least like basically like a two-han hand. And with Dora nowhere to be seen, especially like the red Dora, except this one that I have, chances are they have something in there. So what do I do? API says I need to get a rank where this logic makes sense. Not where we get open cons every other hand. Yeah. In Tokujo and in Ho-Oh, you see a lot less like random cons. Like normally people con for a reason. The reason usually being that, hey, I'm in Tenpai, or at the very least, hey, I'm in one Shanten. Now, there are some exceptions to that, and this actually might be one, because if we go back to here, they conned this really, really early. Now, this actually might have been a bluff on their part, or they're a 7-dan, so they just might be crazy. I don't know. But either way, are they in Tenpai right here? I didn't think so. If I had to guess, probably one Shanten. Let's check. They weren't even one Shanten. So yeah, this is like the extent of like what you'll see of like really far away cons. But this also serves another benefit in this room, which is people are pretty sensitive about certain stuff, and so because they do this, we immediately think as players, hey, wait, is this guy in Tenpai? And if so, then we need to kind of like, you know, not deal into them, because that would hurt. But of course, a con this early with like a call that early, I would be kind of suspicious that they're in Tenpai. But yeah. So, what do I drop here? Looking at the field, I'd probably say 4 is probably the best, especially since the 1 came out right here this turn, so this is like doubly safe for this person, because this person could still technically be waiting on a 1-4 wait. because even though the 5s are dead, the 2s and the 3s are still out there. But the important thing here is, even if they are waiting on a 1-4 wait, because the 1 came out this turn, they would be in free 10 for the 4, and so they couldn't win off of us anyway. And so I think the 4 is probably the best drop right here, between all 3 players. 6s, I think, still a little uncertain for these two, especially if they decide to get back into Tenpai. So, like, yeah, this person, I wonder, did they fold? Oh no, they were Tenpai. Oh look, and they're waiting on the 4. Except they just got into there. Oh man, that would have been a horrible wait right there, just dealing to the Tunky of that. But yeah, like, Sozu is pretty scary here. Anything around the, what's it called, Pinzu as well, especially with the Dora, is pretty bad. And then this person's waiting on what, 4-7? Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, so I think probably the 4 Manzu right there. Okay. Fun defensive questions. Next up, East 2-3, 8th turn. That's 7th turn. Oh, I guess I meant this one right here. Yeah. Yeah, that's fine, I guess. So, I have an open hand. It's pretty worthless. Right now, I can't see any of the Dora, and then 2 people have pawns of a Yakuhai, and so that means either of them could technically be using the Dora tile, potentially in a pair, potentially in an Onko, whichever. So in this case right now, I don't want to just, like, you know, drop the 7 and just go free willy with this hand, because it's only going to be, like, you know, 1,000 point hand, and I'm not even Tenpai yet. So I kind of want to, like, slim it down and keep the safe tile around, especially for these 2 people, by holding on to the tune, and so 8 drop here seems pretty normal. Now I was wondering, like, to what extent should I defend against people? So, like, right here I drew the 8, and it's like, that's pretty iffy. That's pretty iffy, especially because, like, the Dora is, like, kind of hard to use in normal in the normal case, but because everyone has the Yakuhai, like, it's pretty easy to use now. And opening up with, like, you know, Yakuhai Dora 3 in this room is, like, expected, so that's not to say that someone has Dora 3. It says that if they did have it, they would be doing what they're doing right now, so yeah. Rather than dropping the 8, I think I should probably start just dropping the tune here and playing my safe tiles, because it's already pretty late, considering what people are dropping. All middle tiles, like usable tiles. Generally that means, hey, we're around Tenpai, or at least probably 1 Shanten. So 5 came out right there, and they dropped a 2-1. It could technically be like Honitsu or something, but yeah. So since the 5 came out and they didn't call like 5-6 with the 8, 8 doesn't seem that bad, but they could technically still be waiting on this. So what do I drop here? I guess still the 8, or maybe maybe the 5. No, the 5 has higher chances of being waited on, because they can wait on it 2 ways with a double side wait. I could throw the 7 right here, but technically, like, this person was still, like, pushing last turn, so they could still be potentially in Tenpai, or at least 1 Shanten with something. I don't know where the door is right now, so I'm kind of scared of everyone. So yeah, I guess the 8 follow-up isn't bad right here, since the 5 just came out. And then they cheat that right there. And at this point, yeah, I'll just, like, fold with the 7 that came out. And then I found a pair of Dora. Yeah, open hands are scary in Red Dora Mahjong. Or at least they can be. Okay, and next up, I think this is probably my last question on this one. South 4-0, 4th turn. What do I drop here? Yeah. Yeah, what do I drop? So, I'm technically one Shanten right now, but I have the 7-8 pin right there, or the 7-9 pin right there. If I do draw the 4-7 Manzu first, I probably don't want to take that Tenpai because it's pretty bad and it's a worthless hand. Though considering the point situation, I actually might. But I have the alternative of throwing out the 9 right here, keeping around this 3-4-4-5 shape for an improvement with a 2, 3, 5, or 6. And then also keeping the 5 around for an improvement with the 4 and the 6, especially with the 4 since that's the Dora, or I could just draw the Dora itself. Plus, I need some good amount of points to get up there, so I don't think just Tenpai is going to be helping me for the long run, because every single hand that I do, it's basically 3 versus 1. 3 people that just want to end the, or well, 2 people that just want to end the game, 1 person that wants to end the game except with a slightly okay hand so they can get into 3rd, and then me who wants to catch up all the way to the person with a 50,000 place first place. So, I don't think the 9 pin right here is that bad. Plus it's still pretty early, so I have time for improvement. And then if I do get the 8, I'm okay with just like keeping that 7-8 pin. Even if I do end up with Furry 10, that's perfectly fine. And I'd probably actually take that reach. So yeah. And so I think that's all the notes I got for this game. So yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to post them. Else, I guess I'll go to the next game. Alright, so thanks for watching, and I'll see you in 5 minutes.